Good evening. The time is 10:52 p.m. and today we're going to be optimizing the profit of this business. So here we have the profit equation and then the derivative of the profit equation. In order to optimize profit, we're going to be working with the derivative, which we will first be setting to 0. So we'll go ahead and set that equal to 0. And because this is a quadratic, we'll actually have to use the quadratic formula to solve this. So when doing that, the quadratic formula is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c. You can kind of see that there, divided by 2a. So now we're going to plug in our numbers. This is going to be a, b, and c. And so we'll have 0 equals negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 4 squared minus 4 times negative 3 times 3 over 2 times negative 3. And then that becomes equals negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 4 times 13 over negative 6. And then from here we can continue to solve. Negative 4 plus or minus 2 times the square root of 13 over negative 6, and then you'll just simplify and you'll get negative 2 plus or minus 1 square root of 13 over negative 3. And then from there you'll plug this equation into your calculator and you'll get two solutions. You'll get x equals negative 0.535 and x equals 1.869. And then from here you'll want to go ahead and make your chart. And so you'll do x is less than negative 0.535 or negative 535, and then negative 0.535 is less than x is less than 1.869, and then 1.869, and then x is greater than 1.869. We ran out of space there just a little bit. So then that's going to be a p to the first derivative of p. And so when you plug, so first what we need to do is we need to find a number that is less than negative 0.535, and we're going to roll with negative 1. And then you're going to come up here and you're going to plug it into your derivative, and that's going to turn out to be a positive 0. And you'll do the same here. You'll find a number in between negative 535 and 1.869. And so we'll just go with 0, which you actually get a positive, and that's 0. And then right here, you're going to find a number less than 1.869. We're going to roll with 1, or greater than, I'm sorry. So we'll roll with 2, in which you get a negative. And so you get positive, positive, negative. And so this is your max. That's the maximum. So the maximum is actually 1.869. And then, so you can't really make 1.8 units. The most you could really do there is 1, because if you make 1.8, you're making 80% of a unit, and that's not possible. So you'll actually be making 1 unit, and so your maximum profit will be at 1 unit. And from here, what you're going to do is you would plug it into your profit equation, and so you would do P1, which would be -1 cubed plus 2 times 1 squared plus 3 times 1, and then P of 1 would equal 4. In this case, we don't really have any units. We could say that would be a profit of $4, 4 cents, or 4 pounds. We don't really have any units, so the answer would just ultimately in the end would just be 4 profit, 4 units of profit based on this equation. So based on this, after 1, it does not look like that profit margin would be very large. It does seem like this business is not the most efficient, but this business is definitely profitable with 1 unit.